See if it actually sends a signal, because connection seems to be iffy today. And we are back with a fresh session of the Saltmarsh Sidestory, Tales of Fire Island. Go. Last time the party decided they're going to head further inland to try and get to the warehouse. There were other things on the way, but ignored. Indeed. It's back into the sweltering, painful, claustrophobic jungle. At all times heat. At all times the air thickened but dry. It's just a constant, oppressive feeling. Further and further inwards. And then there's daylight at the end. No more of a smothering canopy. Then a wind. Hot wind, of course. A tree cover thinning out. Until you find yourself on the outskirts. And of course this will not be reflected on the map because it's someone else's map. Oh yeah, I need to just quickly adjust something. Always a last minute thing. Yes, as you emerge from the tree line, or potentially take a bit more refuge in it, the topography and the style of the island changes a great deal. No more is it a dense wilderness cutting off lines of sight at all times. You see before you a great stretch of dead land, of wasteland, of desert. You also see, crouching far in the distance, well, I mean, it's always hard to say, like, how far is the curvature of the Earth kind of thing. But I'll say, considering the size of this thing, you do witness beyond the Grand Lighthouse, with its strange, partially formed humanoid body, kneeling at what looks like the monuments down low of the Dwarven docks and harbor. The ships themselves are pinpricks. They are tiny. This thing is just noticeable because of its sheer scale. And also the fact that there is just a great scoop of destruction taken from the land. It didn't feel like you guys were making much of a hike or anything, going through the jungle, but as it is now, it is a downward plane. There are glimpses of ruined buildings, of just stretches of rocks, great ravines. It's all changed. It's all very different, and of course, swelteringly hot. You also notice that some of the trees at the edge you're huddling by, unless anyone has a passive perception below 12.
I'm above that.
I think everyone is at this point. Yeah, a few of these trees have suffered a bit of the fate that Ginny has. As you look round from their opaque size to see that they have been made translucent. You can see the workings inside them. Small burrowing colonies of insect. The vein structures of the leaves. It is a blasted wilderness out there. There are places to get out of sight, to duck down. There's little defiles, little paths and cragginess, but from where you guys are standing right now, you're getting an overall view of a wasteland.
I guess, should we just wait it out? It'll move, right?
Maybe not.
I don't want to go to the docks now.
Isn't this the whole reason why we're out here? To go to the docks?
Oh, yeah, I'm just kind of scared of the giant monster.
dotting around some haphazard structures that you can make out.
Well, we could just check out the nearby buildings and not go all the way down if it's still there.
Yeah. All of that is probably going to take a while.
Yeah, we are a fair ways out yet.
I'm not sure if it's going to pay much attention to us. I mean, we are just a few random people. It's bigger than us. A lot bigger.
I'm down to go down there. I mean, we can explore nearby.
Basically, from this point onward, becomes the wasteland. Wiggly line.
It'll be good to just keep it slow and keep it kind of stealthy, I guess, and keep going.
I think that's the best option. What does everybody else think?
Yeah, let's slowly start searching the area and buildings, ruins, and try not to get seen.
There's nothing I can like climb to get a better view of anything, is there?
The tree cover's pretty low at this point. It wouldn't give you much more of a sight. Like, you're already on the upper part.
Okay.
Actually, Bernice, do you know anything about this? Do you remember that thing?
I expected to see, settlements, industry left behind, maybe a few forge buildings. I expected to see the settlements. There's it all gone. I mean, I can point out that that small place out yonder, that's your warehouse, but there's meant to be a better part of a town around that. Meant to be more forests, meant to be roads, life. I do see some life though, but not what I wanted. You do see in the distance, like there's little pinpricks, the little P shapes out in the distance of various groups moving around.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume those are the crispy fish. Or glassy fish. Can you ping me the thing where the warehouse is? Where he said? That.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, yeah, so
Let's
that's
go
more
then.
than safe enough, yeah.
It's a good spot, yeah.
Well, you gonna do your comedy rolls in?
Let's go! Let's see if I'm again unreasonably good at it. Okay. Ish.
Well, it's Steve.
Yeah.
He's not great at this.
Can I be assisting him?
No, because you yourself are focusing on yourself.
Any shot at pass without a trace?
Yeah, sure.
Everyone gets a +10, and he loses a spell slot.
But to be fair, we're all the way the heck away from most of the stuff.
Mm-hmm. Missing one party member here.
Pio?
Is she muted? Nope. It's a bit of a spread. Not much of a peak. So Pass Without Trace really helping here. So you set foot into the grand exposed wasteland, and it is immediately strange. The texture beneath the feet in the shoes changes, despite not visibly looking all that different. But there is bunched up sand, there is smooth, almost like trapping little dunes that shift below you. Then there's the odd moments when what you step upon feels like a solid mass. It shifts, it moves. It feels soft, almost like a velvet. And you can see that as other people walk with you, your own footsteps are getting displaced by the surface tension shifting. There are moments when you walk that you feel that there is something beneath the sands as well. There are lumpen shapes. Even when you get to the scrubby earth and dirt, it still feels like your feet are going through it a little more than it should. It's so dry, so exposed. But you managed to get yourselves, after several hours of travel, to what was pointed out as the warehouse, and the adjoining building that seemed to be one as well, but has long since been just scooped open. There's barely half a wall standing, but it was the one you were facing. So for a moment you thought there was a complete building here, but it has just been broken open. And you can see, through the dry earth just cracking through it, the great palm of that lighthouse creature that just crushed through and swept away. The other warehouse is standing, though. Still somewhat intact and cooling whenever you get near it.
Oh.
But again, that feeling of just, there is just so much beneath the ground. You can feel it shifting. Like when Mulch takes a step, Okon can feel a lump moving along beneath his soles. When Marcel's hopping around, there is a ripple that Shelley can feel in her feet.
Can we brush away some sand, dig a little, see what's under there?
You try to?
Yeah, I suppose.
As you reach down and push against it, you feel that strange, almost like a liquid surface tension. You can press it, you can make small divots, but you can't find anything to get a purchase on. It just slips frictionless from your fingers. You can feel down there, so give me a dexterity roll.
Okay.
Oh.
It just looks like he's fumbling around. You're not really able to just focus. Like, it's too distracting how it's constantly shifting around that you don't really focus enough to feel beneath it.
I'm wondering if I should try to apply my axe to that, or if it's going to burst.
I'm gonna stand on a rock while you try that.
Agreed, and I'm gonna drag Steve with me.
I support the decision
I
though.
have
I think
not
it's a good
yet
idea.
decided to do it. I'm just pondering it.
Hmm.
I do think doing it's probably a decent idea, but I'm gonna let you do it from over here just in case. I recommend
It'll-
everybody else join me.
I think it'll probably just sink, to be honest. I mean, maybe let's throw a dagger instead.
That could work.
Right. Okay, let's all stand on the rock while Sherry tosses a dagger.
Oh, I have daggers, don't I?
You got a crossbow.
I'll do that instead. I miss sand.
You somehow miss the ground. That's impressive.
I guess what goes up does not have to come down.
It's a case of, like, as you're bringing it up, you're a little distracted by Steve, who, I mean, his scales are glistening right now. He's very sheeny, right? And you just end up pressing the trigger, it hits off a rock, and you just see your bolt roll onto the ground.
I'm gonna try that again.
It's a great start, isn't it?
When everyone is watching.
Okay.
Because everyone's attention was on that shot.
You do indeed stab the ground with your arrow. Quite an achievement. Let's see here. Oh. I just need to fix a little thing.
Can you sneak up on the ground?
I mean, technically. If you're floating.
Ah.
But yeah, as it digs in, it doesn't really do the whole little trench and all. Doesn't disturb the land. Like, it's still weirdly smooth looking, despite all being rumpled in different levels. It's a case of you don't see wrinkles, you don't see the dirt getting shifted around. But you do see a bit of bone from the impact of where the crossbow hit. Like just a little scalp of it, a little inch of bone sitting there beneath the ground.
Not even a little concerning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, should we just do the warehouse first and worry about that,
Yeah.
whatever that is, later?
Yeah, let's go to the warehouse first. Grab
Yeah.
the stuff.
Yeah.
That way we can try to run afterwards in time.
Well, that would be the case. But as you all just pop down off the rock, that's going to be initiative.
Oh,
As you land, sending a ripple through the sand, figures start to pull themselves free of the ground. It's strange though; it does seem to pull and form around them, sort of like a syrup. And you see dwarven and human, some elven, just corpses. But they're so dried out, so powdery. There you go. There's your rock you were sitting on. Looks a bit like a kidney.
A kidney stone.
Oh, there we go. That was weird. It was sitting empty for a while there. There we go.
We are about to get murdered by zombies again.
Yay!
I mean, it's not too likely.
You say that.
I do. I just did.
We have beaten the odds before. I'm sure we can die to a couple zombies.
On a bad day, it would only take one.
That's not much of a party. Rolling initiative. Ocon, PO. I know Jenny's still away.
Oh, give me the ball.
This initiative has not gone well so far.
Let's drag out Jenny.
Ocon didn't make it onto the tractor.
What? Why?
There you go, you're at it, so you can just stick your number in.
Yeah.
On the bright side, Steve and I go first.
As would usually
Well,
be the
yeah,
case.
I was muted before, but I was kind of slow because I was trying to find my character sheet in the journal to pull the token out.
Yeah, Jenny did well.
Took me longer than it should have, because
Jenny
for
does
some
well.
reason I'm blind.
There's a lot of sheets these days.
I've been there. The amount of times where I've lost row axle,
That's why
which is
we're all
very
in,
dumb.
That's why we're all in separate folders. I mean, it should be an easy
Yeah.
one to find your character sheet, because that's where you're going to find sailors.
You see, you think that, but then you lose the sailors.
See, this is where you can find some sailors, and there's the Boar Side Bunch, Friendly Folk, Short-Term Adventures, Another Party, and The Party. All simple. Unfortunately, we can't go top of a round because that's Ginny. He's still not back yet, I don't think. So we'll start off with Shelley. There are some heavily desiccated zombies.
Okay, so I'm going to
Oh shit, I forgot that sheet. Grateful Undead.
gesture for Steve to go around back.
Well, you're in the middle of a fight, come on.
Yeah, no. And then loop.
Oh god, look at that. Near minimum damage.
And then
Also,
I get to go.
I need a constitution save from you and Steve, as with his
Oh.
mighty blow, it disperses a cloud of desiccation from the zombie. Just so many particles of it coming around. In a 10-foot cloud. Shelley, you are currently choking, hacking, this is kind of familiar actually, but you are currently at disadvantage. "14 still hits. That's a heavy shank. Let's take a look here.
9 damage.
Well, also there would be sneak because I have Steve flanking.
Disadvantage.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
You lose it if you got disadvantage.
Yeah, I forgot.
Depending on your subclass. But yeah, 9 damage is a heavy shank. You got a follow-up?
Yeah.
Even with a straight roll, that's good.
Mhm.
Let's see here. It stays standing. Quite convincingly so.
Yeah, Jenny's back.
Yeah, Jenny, you can go ahead. Well, I mean, Steve's still got his other attack if you want to use it.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure if I do, but it can't really hurt much now, can it? Fuck.
No, he's fine. It only happens on the first hit.
Oh, okay.
As you
Oh
just
my God.
shake off so much of the particles of it. And it falls dead. Just shattering apart. That's one zombie down. It just took 2 party members to do it. Alright, we'll throw you in, Ginny. Since your roll and mine were both high compared to the rest of the party. What are you up to? You're currently surrounded by these dusty, desiccated zombies, and you saw that whenever Steve punched one, as him and Shelly double-teamed one, it emitted a horrible cloud of its own self, and Shelly is currently coughing and hacking up.
Oh, nice. I will shoot the closest one then.
That's a solid hit. Yeah, I'm gonna need a con save from Ginny and Rainey. Oh, don't forget to pull out Marcel as well. But yeah.
The cloud is that close?
Yeah, 10 foot.
Oh, I did not know that.
Well, you wouldn't have really been able to notice it from Shelly and Steve. Alright, Rainey's fine. Ginny, you're coughing, hacking. You're at disadvantage for a while. But you still heard it. And that's shooken off most of the excess dust. You got your follow-up?
Yeah, one more.
I'm surprised you don't use your gun. Bad disadvantage, remember? Good solid 10 damage. It is greatly injured. Not a whole lot keeping this thing together.
And I'm just gonna back up a little.
Just staying on your rocky outcrop. I mean, you okay, sure. Some of them having to dash to get in here. As they just start clambering, swiping, and piling in. Now let's tidy up these sheets for a second here. Don't need Ginny's sheet anymore. Alrighty, so first attack on Steve. Can't remember his AC. Is that a hit?
Yeah. Yes, barely.
Okay. So that's 8 for him. Oof. And then, let's see. Yeah, Shelly's able to get a slap. Hey, that's another hit. And let's see. Ocon. Yeah, he's the biggest, so 2 slaps for him.
One hits.
And then 1 for Mulch. Which just goes wide over his head. You're now surrounded. Mulch. You have seen dustiness. Unpleasant dustiness.
Well, I should probably just stick with the party, to be nice. I'll punch this guy next to me. What could go wrong?
I mean, you know exactly what could go wrong. You've seen it happen twice now.
I don't want to run away.
Okay, yeah, you smack him clean, so that's going to be Mulch, Marcel, and Ocon. Con saves. Mulch, that went bad. Fortunately, for once, you didn't interfere with the rest of the party. But that means your
Yay.
second blow is going to be a disadvantage. But the first one hits, clearly.
Okay. That one, and then the disadvantage.
Yeah,
Still
still
16.
another hit. I mean, they are zombies. You guys have to roll 1s.
Yeah, good. Could happen.
It could happen. That's part of the fun of disadvantage.
And
It's
I'll bonus hit him one more time.
Disadvantage. There you
Yep,
go.
forgot.
Still a hit.
And for good damage.
Ah, nice. Shrugs that off.
Damn zombies.
You notice, though, while it's resistant on that initial one, it is still falling apart a bit. So its con saves actually go down in strength. each time you trigger it. But they're tough initially. Anything else, Mulch?
Yeah, that's all me.
All right. Rainy? Oh, that's right. Rainy was also in the cloud, so gonna need a con save there. You're fine. Managed to keep your nostrils clean. That's a reminder to those coughing and hacking right now. It's very, very old corpse. That's what's in your lungs.
I
We
totally
used to
needed that
drink
reminder.
these.
Yep.
Mm. Gonna slack at this one. Does a crit hit?
Just about.
13 damage.
There you go. And you finish off a job that Mulch wasn't quite willing to go for. As you just busted apart with a cutlass. Another good solid hit. Let's see. This one's already done that, so... Still up, though. Let's take it a few knocks.
Then Marcel gonna smack it.
Mhm.
I don't think a 9 hits.
No, it hits. They're zombies. And it does not make that save. As Marcel just leaps in, sideways, doing that weird lemur strafe, and kicks it in the knees where it collapses down. Any movement?
Nope, I'm good.
Any caffeine?
No, none in the house.
Alrighty. Ocon. You know that the zombie that's right by you is fresh. Ish.
Yeah. Let's try to burn the fucker right next to me.
It doesn't get burned. There is no dust cloud.
Alright. That will be it for my turn.
Actually, I'm trying to remember. Is it immediately or activates on their turn? Let's take a look here. Can never remember with this one.
When you
Yep,
cast,
cast a spell. There we go.
when it moves,
It's well toasted
the
up.
first timer ends it there.
Ginny, coughing, spluttering, trying to get out of your fur. You're still at disadvantage.
Okay.
Incidentally, this ability is off the Ash Zombies, which only show up in the starter module, Lost Minds of Fendelver.
I will shoot the one right in front of me.
Mm-hmm. It's like he doesn't learn.
Wait, before, since I didn't see the description, what are we standing on?
It's just a rock.
How high?
Only about 3 or 4 feet.
Okay.
I will say, though, it's a very smooth rock, been heavily eroded by wind.
Okay. Is there a cloud here?
No, it's only when you initially hit them, and it's just
Okay.
gone. Doesn't stay.
Then I will hop over here.
Take cover behind the lemur and the halfling.
And you said disadvantage.
Yep. Still a clear and present hit. However, Okon and Marcel stay standing, but barely. You can see it's just crumbling a bit. Next attack.
Right there.
Same again. Go ahead.
You don't see it?
Oh, yeah, actually. Clear hit, and... It finally shakes it down. Just crumbling away, forever gone. There's not much left of a remnants. Like normally you get a corpse. In this case, they have just completely lost cohesion. River movement? Any tricks?
No, that's it.
Alright. Also, I think you did miss Shelly missing the ground.
Fuck you.
She rolled a 1 on shooting the dirt.
Fuck you.
Shelly, you're up.
Okay, do I have to make another roll or...
No, you're just coughing and spluttering. It's hard to get
Okay,
this
so
shit out.
Okay, so I'm going to be perpetually doing that. Okay.
Not perpetually. There may be things you could do. Maybe try to clear your throat?
He was going to smash the guy up top.
Alright. Con save from Steve. Nay bother. Oh, and that actually... Yeah, he manages to put that zombie to below HP.
Oh, well, I haven't done the attack roll yet.
Ah, that's true. That's because of the low numbers. I was thinking it was his damage. Never mind. There we go.
Okay.
Busted up.
So I'm going to disengage, come around over here. And then... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to try to clear my throat.
Well, it's a case of, like, just have a drag of water and spit it out.
Okay.
It is your action
I'll-
to do it, though.
Yeah, I figured.
Like, I'm going to be a bit more thorough here.
Actually, let me move back. I'll be back here, and then I would do that.
Yeah, now you're
So I
free.
can get ready to move back in.
Yep, you're freed up there.
Yep.
Zombie swatting? Yeah, why not? So, when it enters the space as well, well, it'll end its turn there anyway. It doesn't care about the fire. Roll me your create bonfire damage again. Still gonna take a swing at Okon and miss. 2 more at Steve. Who breezes by, no problem. It's another busted up zombie. Mulch.
Oh, good. I can just be at range now.
Yeah. And you do remember that the holy power enclosed within your tiny fists does have quite a debilitous effect on the undead, especially when they're lingering like this.
Aha, yeah. I'm gonna start with this guy up top. Pop.
Yeah. Like I said, you gotta roll 1s.
Yeah.
It
If
is.
he's still up, I'll do it again.
There you go. And you just watch his head just come away with the gentlest of grace around your bolt of energy. And the rest of it simply collapsing in on itself.
Oh, that went well.
Yeah. Movement.
Move down here,
Bonus.
and I'm done now.
Okay.
I'm good.
Rainy.
Mm.
Right, letting the injured zombie have it. He has not yet had to make a save. But you still put him down, even at his strongest.
Alright. Unfortunately, I think this one's still loaded with dust.
It is, but it's Steve. He can take it. Maybe. You shave off half the thing's vitality, little as there is clinging to it. Yeah, Steve's fine.
Eh.
Is Marcel going to charge in?
Yes, he is.
Does he have that
It's
ability?
Yeah, it's basically if they move 20 feet.
Yeah. I just didn't know if he still had it. Or if he
Yeah,
swapped for something else.
Nah, it's default on the medium beast to land.
Okay.
That's why he's got the lemur lariat.
Wait, he's medium?
He's a medium.
That's terrifying. Like, you have to be about 4 foot to be medium. That's a big lemur.
Yeah. They can grow as tall as 3 feet
Yeah.
and weigh as much as 10 pounds.
And then you gotta think of a tail as well. Stay standing, though. Well, technically.
Yep, that's my turn.
Yeah. Does stay standing in both ways. Okan.
Yes.
The final strange ashen zombie. They're more static than most undead.
Potentially crispy.
Less of a twitching and shifting. It just seems to be there in motion until it doesn't. He actually manages to dodge. It's kinda
Well,
like- yeah.
that is disappointing.
It is. Surprising, too.
But I don't think I can do much more here. So yeah.
Alright, Ginny. Goes without saying.
Just one left, right?
Yep, just the one.
Move down. Still disadvantage?
Yep. You haven't taken a moment to clean yourself off. But it's a zombie. It doesn't matter too much. And it does put it down. So it has to deal with 12 damage plus 5. We're out of initiative. You obviously take the time to check yourselves over, get cleaned up. And to the north of you is the warehouse. Done in glorious line vision.
Well, this could have gone worse.
I could have.
And yeah, let's try to not step the ground anymore.
Yeah, it was fun once.
Onwards to the warehouse.
Well, you're right by it. Right there's the door.
Oh. Well, let's head to the door then.
Feels like it could slide, but also feels like it weighs a ton.
Alright. Steve. Come help.
Steve comes to help, and I come to help.
Right. Shelly is also strong now.
Only because of the gauntlets. She could give those to other people who want to be strong. They could go on Marcel.
Oh, now there's an idea.
No.
He could wear one on his tail. But however, of course, he has to be able to answer honestly the question, is he worthy? All three of you
Okay.
put your shoulders deep into it, which is honestly strange looking. Like, it's fine with Steve and Okan together. It's a lot of big shoulder mass. Then Shelly's there. Shelly, who's what, about 5'2" or something?
Let me look. I probably wrote that down.
Yep. Well, elves are just
I
generally
did not
short.
write that down.
Yeah. Well, elves are just
Yeah,
generally
probably
short. Like,
5'2".
she's not a 6-footer, and these two
No.
are well past that.
Yep.
But they're all straining equally. And the door's not moving. Like, it feels like it could. There's definitely no lock or anything in the way. It's just, fuck me, it is tough.
loosen it up with some fire.
Are there any windows or something?
No windows. Solid slab exterior. This is good, thick, dwarvish stone. You could inspect
Can
the
we
door.
climb on the roof to see if there are any holes? Given the other ruins we've seen have holes on the top?
You could try. It'd be a difficult job for anyone who's not a cat.
Hey, just throw me up there.
I could try climbing up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could too.
Or you could throw the halfling.
It'd be a very difficult job if you don't have a natural climbing ability, though.
Yeah. Or the cats.
I'm gonna give it a
could
shot
go.
just in case. It won't hurt anything.
I mean, we do have 2 perfectly good cats.
It would be athletics for climbing.
Oh,
Acrobatics is when you want to fall down correctly.
26.
27.
Yep. The two of you bust out the small little implements you've got. Shelley just looks down at her encased hands, and just finding whatever divots and roughness that can be found, the two of you power your way upwards. It is tough. It is exerting. There's not a lot of handholds. There's not a lot of framework to grab hold of either. Like, you're mainly clinging to the door. And upwards across the lip of the roof. And there is indeed a hole. Let me just see, reveal area will work this time. There we go. A little further inwards. The roof itself is completely flat.
Alright. So, are there any cracks, holes,
I just said.
anything?
I just told you, there's a hole over here. That's why there's that open spot in the fog of war.
Alright, I missed that. I should probably turn you a bit louder. You're kind of quiet. Alright. Yeah. That's... Oh god. I don't see me.
It's fine.
That's... yeah. Assume I'm standing at the edge of the hole, just so I can see my token.
Yeah, because it's a good 15-foot drop.
Yeah.
But you can see there are some slightly lower shelving areas to hop and clamber down on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna try to do.
Yeah, easy enough.
Well, first I'll go back to the edge and let down a rope.
Oh, do we have rope?
I have this this thing that can be used as improvised grappling hook, according to Corvus. The thing we got from the random roll table. So I would assume it has a rope attached.
Mm-hmm. You also, I'm pretty sure you have come across just basic supplies several times.
Okay.
Yeah, so a rope would probably be among it.
But you do have that issue of, as you look around, you just see there is nothing but yourself to tie it off on.
Yeah, between Shelley and me, I suppose. Pull people up.
Mulch probably first, along with Marcel. But are the rest of the party
Yeah.
going with this rooftop plan?
I mean, doors are hard, I guess.
I mean, no one's really checked it out.
Didn't we
Oh,
try to
oh.
open it?
You did try to open it, yeah. Didn't check it.
I guess I'll look for if there's any like writing on it. Maybe it's too dusty.
Yeah, give me an investigation.
Just while I'm down here.
Yeah, it is on rollers. like rough, big dwarven ones that don't even have rounded wheels. They're just edges. But you do see it is just packed up with dust and dirt and grime. It's also a little bit bent in places, mainly at the start.
Yeah,
Might be
roof
why
hole
it
will
was very difficult to open.
Yeah.
But there's that rope dangling.
Yeah, I'll follow Shelly and Okan.
How about the cats?
Mm-hmm.
Follow.
Alright, everyone stick yourself in the small little gap. I reveal shit. Well, I might as well read this bit as well. Simple enough. There we go. The racks in front of you, well, the shelving in front of you, it's a bit cluttered. Looks like they've been moved around, like not recently, but there's obvious signs that they have been shifted from an original position. You guys are inside now, where Shelly and Okan are.
Let me bring Steve over.
And they're not bare. You can see several cases of leather armor. Some studded. For dwarves. There are many arrows. Solid metal ones, in fact. The fletching is particularly sharp looking. Ginny, there's another couple of 100,000 ball bearings. If you want to be the noisiest cat about. But yeah, there's basically here gear that's worth under 20 gold. Ammunition, basically. Normal rope. And some bits and pieces. But it's mainly looking like this was a bit of a secure place, something to gear up in before they charged. There's also something very noticeable when you all just take a moment. There's a breeze here, and it's not coming from above. It's also quite hot.
Okay.
It's
From which
hotter
direction?
inside than it was outside.
Well, that's a shame.
From which direction is that? Is it coming? The breeze? Alright. I guess let's
And
move
that's
over there
hang
then.
on. Hang on. That's when you see it. It's a squiggle because you can't just delete segments of a box annoyingly in Roll20. It's a big hole in the wall. Larger than you by quite a bit. At ground level. You can see that chunks of the stone have been fused together as well in a way that intense heat would cause. Although long since cooled. You look beyond the lip of the hole.
Yes. Stealthily?
Well, you have to roll to see.
So perception and stealth?
Stealth for now to get there. Quietly.
Okay. I'm not stealthy.
That's not stealth.
Oh. Wait, right.
There you go. You're quite stealthy.
Surprisingly.
Just make your way up and peer out. No perception needed. There's a lot of detritus and corpses here. A lot of bones. A lot of ashen lumps. Some of them look like they were more Kuatoa than the humanoid ones beneath. few beasts as well. Well, bits of them. You can recognize part of a boar skull. Some deer. And not an unappreciable amount of leavings. Dry, heated. Powerful stench.
Pleasant.
And large.
Large as in coming from a large creature?
Precisely. Or else one small creature that just has been constantly going relentlessly. And if you move up to the cracker, it will reveal some bits and pieces here, a little bit more, some extra shelving.
I hate to ask, but can I see how fresh it looks?
That would be a survival rule. I mean, obviously, you're gonna grab a stick and poke at it.
Yeah, no.
You've been getting a lot of 4s.
However, I'm gonna sneak up there myself.
No, you're not.
Nope, I'm gonna be as loud as fuck as I come on over here.
She does have the Cloak of Elvenkind, so it's actually a 20.
Yeah.
Is Pass Without a Trace still on?
Not by now. This is after an hour.
No. But I have the Cloak
Okay.
of Elvenkind. So yeah, I'd wander on over. I would probably sneak around this way and try to look down and see if I can figure anything out.
Well, for fuck's sake. Why is it always lagged? Real areas is the most unreliable button here. Well, another nice bit of shelving. It's got a lot of ingots on it. You're
Hey,
not
that's
really a
what we're looking
metallurgist,
for.
but there's a lot of dusty chunks of metal that have been shaped and stamped.
All right, so I'm going to gesture that we should come down this way.
See, there's another shelf beside it.
I'll flip. I'll kind of come this way, just a little more gesture for Ginny to come along, then come back this way, and then tuck myself around the corner.
Ginny's positioning is always amusing to me. It's the most cautious fucking position he could ever go for. Ginny, come with me. I'll be on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
I can
she
hear
was
from this
not very brave.
side of the wall. It's
Is
mainly
everybody-
because my mouse pad is kind of messed up and my mouse isn't tracking very well.
Yeah, you can use the keyboard to move your token around. You just have to click it. Between the shelving, wads of corpse bits. Picked clean. Blackened lumps of bone.
This is a problem.
Also, much hotter for you two right now. Well, I mean, Ginny's the only one who'd feel it. Shelly is climate controlled.
Shelly will see Ginny's tongue start to stick out, and he's gonna start breathing a little heavy.
I could.
Are you okay?
I see the wide eyes and the little peak of tongue, the typical blip of a cat.
He's just gonna be like, "It's freaking hot."
It's hotter than outdoors.
Is the breeze coming from like down here?
From the hole in the wall.
Anything else on the shelves besides the bits?
Here's a lot of components and pieces, but I mean, there's some lever-working stuff, but it's long since perished. It wasn't stored properly like the armor. There's ropes, there's bits and pieces, tools. Very much craftsman's ingredients.
Does it look more dwarven in nature?
Oh yeah, it's all dwarven in nature.
Okay. Did I miss it? Is there anything down here?
Haven't gone that way yet.
Can I peek down and see before I head down there?
Well, I mean, I can suppose a little bit here.
Just about like down here. Do I see anything?
Yeah, you do.
Great.
Because Ginny didn't stealth. Yeah, you see something as you peek. Like you're stepping cautiously along the wall, hand on there. Then you see what's between the shelving. It was ready. Heard quite a bit going on outside. It's a very big bear. A very big burning bear.
Jeez.
GG.
And it wants to fucking go. On the bright side, Ginny, in that moment of adrenaline rush, you do have the clarity to see, oh, it's Maidvis, it's Den.
Can you add me to the turn?
Yeah. You also take in the fact that this is not a hairy bear. This is not a fuzzy bear. This thing is made of molten slag and stone. Big, too.
Fun.
Is that everyone?
Yep.
Incidentally, if Ginny had fired his pistol, this thing would have been outside.
How though? We didn't find a door.
There's a big hole in the wall. Massive hole in the wall.
Oh, that hole leads outside.
Yes. Unfortunately, it is a surprise round. Mulch, you've got your reaction. Ginny, you've got your reaction.
Am I missing anything with this Corvus? Like, what are these?
They're just little bits from trying to draw.
Okay.
Kind of assumed the hole led to another room or something.
The bear goes. Really fast, Ginny. It's kind of impressive. It's about maybe a little faster than you. Now, let's see here. Yeah, sure, its first attack would have advantage for surprise factor. Goes in with the swipe. 17. Well, on the damage.
No.
No, it's 28 on the hit. It's 17 on the damage.
I didn't even see my character sheet was covering the hit. Yeah, that hits.
So, don't auto-roll damage. Then comes the next swipe. 18?
Yeah.
For 9. You got a lucky bear in the dice. And then goes in with a chomp. 23.
Yep.
Doing 15 damage.
And
Well,
he's down.
Do you have any resistance to fire currently?
I don't think so.
You're down?
I'm down.
How is your HP that low? Do you remember to refill it? You started at full health.
Ah, you're right. I didn't. All right, let me do some math.
I mean,
What's
I know
the actual? What's the total?
total. Ooh. 31.
Okay.
Still a heavy hit, but you should be standing.
Yeah, I'm standing.
17 plus 9.
41 actually, come to think of it.
Alone. Yeah.
So you're barely standing.
Wait, so what's the actual total?
41.
Okay.
I'm glad that wasn't me.
Might be next.
I only have 41 health.
Yeah, but you're tough to hit, right? Okan. There's a lot of noise from Ginny. Like, mainly of Holy
Yeah.
shit, that's a big bear. As it then just bats him around.
The big bear may not touch my cat.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know, the jaws of the bear probably look more inviting now.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's a clear hit.
How does that actually work again? Yes.
It takes damage on the end of his next
End
turn.
of his next turn, yeah. That's 2d4 plus 2 actually, because Alchemist. Yeah,
Yeah, it all went there. Yeah.
shall be it.
Rainy. Suddenly went from no noise and tenseness to a lot of noise and Ginny in peril. Roaring bear echoes well inside this warehouse.
I love feline agility.
Mm-hmm.
That's my turn.
Alrighty. Shelly. Kind of glad he went ahead, aren't you?
Yeah. Um.
Also probably wishing you brought Steve along. You
I'm
cannot
gonna
shoot.
stay where.
Yeah, you cannot shoot through these shelves, by the way. They are solid.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay where I am, and I'm gonna call for Steve to come.
Why are you acting like it's his fault?
There we go. He's dashed. Well, actually, I'd stop him here. There you go. I told him to stop there. Just because I don't think dashing immediately into the fucking fight would be a smart idea.
I don't know, it's kind of what he's built for.
Yeah, but I don't want him to just, take random damage.
Yep. It's an interesting path.
Can I hit with a crossbow from here?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's what I'll do. Wait, oh, wrong button.
Good solid hit too. Just. Let's see.
It's max. Shit.
31, yeah. That's a hell of a lot of damage in one shot.
Mhm.
Yeah, it really is. That's the max damage she can do with that.
Fucking crazy.
Yep. Mulch, you're gonna do better than that, right?
Oh, well, it's a fire bear. Maybe I'll use burning hands.
Yeah.
He would knife you.
Run around the corner. That's fire bear. What is the chance radiant damage won't be effective?
I mean, maybe you could make friends with it with fire.
Oh, I wish. Is it 103 or 106?
103.
103. I wish 103 was here.
Yeah. You could have brought him.
I'll start with double lasers though.
One hit. As the other just glances off its carapace.
All right, I'll go for key point for 2 more.
Does it work that way?
Yeah, I take my bonus action to key point. And I get 2 more shots.
Yeah, but is it the shots, or can you only do your flurry of blows?
No, I think
It's the
good.
shots.
Okay. Another hit then.
Okay.
Yeah. Good chipping. You've made it very, very angry.
Oh, I'm gonna hide over here then.
Just in time for Ginny.
I'm gonna disengage. Hi, Okon. And
That's a miss.
I don't think that hit.
No. Neither does that, actually. You're a little shaken.
Yeah, I'm still patting down the fur.
Yeah. It's still a bit shaken. It's a lot to take in. It might be a concussion in the making. On the bright side, though, because you didn't pose much of a threat, something else did, really lodged in its side.
That's another
Yep, that's it.
so
The extra damage done.
6 damage for the Melv's arrow. End of its turn, actually, but yeah.
It's going to survive the end of his turn.
Yeah.
Shelly? It looks at you.
Oh no.
You
I
then
don't
see
like
it
this.
bound up effortlessly onto the shells, which creak, bits of stone chafing off them, as it barrels along the top to then land upon you. Let's see if it hits. Yes! Yes, that hits!
I'm taking
Oh,
half
boy.
that damage.
Hang on, because it's doing its belly flop, it gets extra damage too.
I'm taking half damage. I'm fucking calling it right now. I'm taking half fucking damage.
There we go.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm only taking half damage.
Do you not want to enjoy the full treatment?
No!
It's okay, though. It's got more attacks. Also, you're bashed aside. Not prone or anything. And then, yep, tagged as normal. And I remove the extra damage because it's no longer doing the belly flop. That's a hit. Pitiful damage. Yeah, why not? It rears back for a moment. You think, oh, it's coming in for a grab or something. And then it just divests itself upon you. With Ursine Arson. It's
There
not
we
going to
go.
survive. I might as well make use of that attack. But yeah, it just peppers the area with little chunks of molten bits and pieces. Some stone, some other things. Okan.
He is very crispy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just beautiful smell of grilled fish.
Hmm. Let's see. Hmm. Can't reach it yet. Wait, what does the hand do again? Everything.
The Hand of Glory.
Yeah, no, no.
Told person.
Yeah, that doesn't help me here.
And
I
Sanctuary.
don't think the bear counts as a person.
Also, Shell, you do get a moment to appreciate. On that shelving, lots of containers, jugs, boxes, cartons. Some fetching backpacks, although a little bit worn.
Wonderful.
I guess I'll try this.
It's a hit.
And it makes a constitution save. Also,
I
that's
think it
14
did, actually.
damage.
Is that...
Actually, I forgot to add the modifier.
Let's see here. It is not poisoned, but it does take the poison damage.
Oh, okay.
This is burning that up in the system way too quickly. Still hurts.
Alright. But that's 14 damage still. That's something. And that will be the end of my turn.
Mm-hmm. Rainy.
Because I already moved 30 feet.
Is the bear visible from my position?
No, these shelvings are solid. Like, they don't go through.
Okay.
There you go. That's a clean shot.
Mm-hmm. Bonus action Hunter's Mark. Because why the fudge not?
Well, I will say it is really at the edge here. There's not much left to it.
Oh, alright.
It's in very poor condition. Although not quite that poor, but it's not got anything left to it. Sadly, it is a miss, though. But yeah, if you want
Okay.
to do your hunter's mark.
Nah, that's alright.
Okay. Shelly.
Boy,
You charge in Steve.
yep.
Actually, I don't think he can make it.
Yeah, he just made it. So he's just gonna stand there.
Oh, yeah.
I went the other way. And then
This thing batted you around, squashed you, tried to set you on fire. And you just quickly lunge out with a dagger right in the eye and just keep pushing until, like... what's the right fucking equivalent to this here sort of thing? There is a type of stone all this happens on where it becomes that brittle. It's a case of you just keep pushing and the top of that thing's head just comes away with your hands.
woohoo!
It's dead.
Good.
And we're out of initiative. You get a moment to catch your breath.
He does so by immediately walking over. Oh dear. Walking
Well, you
over
probably
and
are
then
walking
just-
over after getting flattened.
Yep, I'm all wonky and toasty, and I just kind of lean against Steve and just go,
Pretty. Just a pat in the head.
Alright.
She legitimately just gives a laugh.
Ginny will walk over to Shelly, and this is for sure.
He learned from the master.
Thank you.
Ocon is going to pass out snacks.
And this one is for me.
We can see who he appreciates better in true cat
Yeah,
fashion.
Best for yourself.
No, I was on reveal, not shadow. Still lagging. There we go. Yeah, it's revealing once again the shelf of bags, but also large, big crate,
That could be interesting.
big metal crate.
Oh, I wonder if that's what we're looking for.
Might be tough to carry like that.
Actually, I need to check something. What is my drink of the day? Alter self for 10 minutes.
And for Ginny and Shelley, that means they could pretend not to be horribly injured right now.
I would love that.
You can look like you didn't just have an Ursine elemental flatten you. Or in Ginny's case, getting buffeted against the walls. So, you have a feeling, Ginny,
Okay.
you wouldn't enjoy squash.
We do have a rosary, I believe.
Yeah, on me, but I'm holding on to it just because I don't trust that we won't need it.
Alright.
Also, seeing that you're still toasty, Shelley, Steve reaches for his canteen and just dumps it on you.
I look very amused, and I just say thank you.
You learn from the master.
Ginny gets 1 too.
I love Okan right now.
On the bright side, though, you are sorted for satchels, jars, and jugs.
You two also get snacks, so 3 temporary points.
Yeah, I guess let's load up on bags and satchels and things while we're here,
You can
and
finally
then we can check out.
you can finally feel like real adventurers again.
Yeah,
I
and
can
then
have
we can
cargo
try to.
pants.
No,
Roll a d100.
24.
There is a cargo of pants, but sadly not cargo pants.
Well, I'll have to learn how to sew and just combine them all together.
That fucking bit in the internet historian video. I managed to make a shirt out of a pair of pants. But I mean, it is dwarven made stuff, so you trim off the legs a bit and you'd be fine. It might look a bit like Kevin Smith jorts on you, though.
Oh no, I don't want these.
It's also getting cooler with this thing dead.
Like
And
outside
also pretty
cooler or cooler than outside?
Still not quite beating outside yet. Takes a while.
I would assume there's nothing else in here other than it, unless it has children.
Now there's an idea. Rena, what do you think?
yeah. What was the question? Sorry, I just
Molten
had a-
fire bear cups.
What do you think?
Oh no!
It's an orphan now.
Call it Verbolger. Verbolber? Oh, I can't. No, never mind.
Fulgor.
Oh,
Fuegor.
I feel. Is it even a thing that you can tame?
What if it was twins?
But I don't think you can tame those.
What about triplets?
Definitely not.
What
What if
about
they
a
were on
half
a
dozen
unis-
of them?
If it was one, I'd feel bad and possibly, but not multiples.
Well, it's your lucky day. No. No, it had no children. Otherwise you'd be dealing with possibly a second bear.
Roll me initiative.
Please no.
The widower has arrived.
I don't have that many spell slots, and I've burned through a lot of them already.
It's okay. You just need to make a unicycle. Bears can't resist them.
Just you wait until this one gets up on its orb.
Yeah, I guess we're searching the warehouse for some metals.
That's a big crate to start with.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's a very large, unmarked crate.
All right, let's open it.
Well, what do you do first?
I recommend we explore everything else first. We get what we need, we check the metals out, and then we check out the thing. Because what if there's something in the thing that we need to run from?
I would say the bear is the thing we would.
There could
But
be
what if there's
something.
potentially another thing?
What if there was a bigger bear? Maybe even slightly larger.
What if it was as big as a house?
For you, this one was. It's also a case of like, it's not like it's got just a lever or something on it to open.
Yeah, is there anything that looks like it can be opened on the crate?
Give me an investigation.
I'm good at those. Wait, I'm actually better than I thought.
Helps when you get the full
A lot
value on the
better.
dice too. You can tell that there is particularly like the other sides, smooth, featureless. Maybe the top could be lifted as well, but you do see that there is, proper little recesses here that would indicate that a panel comes away. Looks like enough, it's just enough space to fit in a prying bar or some other dislodging tool. You also
Is there
notice
anything around we can use to pry it open?
Oh yeah, like there's lots of simple tools. Also, Okon, you standing there, it's feeling a lot more like the mountain home. Very cold around the crate.
I will grab a
Nice.
tool and walk up and
Just throw it on the
let's
table.
open it.
What do you think of that?
All right, let's try it.
Yeah, athletics with advantage.
All right. That.
You quickly have to jump away as you put full welly into it, and it just slams. It just slides away, falls to the floor. Doesn't make a whole lot of sound. No clanging of metal on stone.
Spooky.
Inside, very dark box. No problem for the cats who have dark vision, because of course there's no natural lighting inside the box. There is about the size, let's see, in a good equivalent here, basketball, of a deeply black metal. Just a very slight tinge of a purplish color in it. It's the only thing in the box. Man, it is getting close to zero as you get a bit closer into the box.
Does anyone know what metal this is?
I don't think that's the party for that.
Yeah. I have a negative intelligence modifier.
And
No skill in anything, like no nature, arcana, history.
Well, there's no blacksmiths among the group.
we could ask our friend.
Skull. Dwarf skull. Beneath.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. You know this? This stuff?
they were using things that were imposing. I knew that was an important part of it. Had to be things not from here. I'm not just meaning imported. Had to be beyond. It's hard to tell. There's a lot scratching in the head now.
Huh.
There was stuff of law, stuff of the end. The metal, it led the weapon down a route. It informed the opponent what was going to happen to it. We were fighting things that changed constantly, things that were ever flowing, never truly part of life or death. Always in flux. I've seen a few things made of this. They were fearsome weapons. But fearsome to the wielder too. Drab. Draining. That's the stuff of a Shadowfell lad. It takes a lot to make anything to do work in a realm where it's always on the decline. And to rip ore from it. And for that amount too, that's an undertaking. It's a bit of a joke there for you. It's a funereal realm after all.
Well, it does sound like something the smith would be interested in.
That would do his interest, aye. Not a lot of them got to work with that. It's difficult stuff.
Can I stuff it into my bag of holding? Or is it too much?
Basketball size, kind of squarish. Yeah, I'll allow it. Heavy as hell, though. So you might want to check the weight capacity. It takes you and or Shelly and Steve to heft it up.
I'll help.
So I'm just saying it's
Plus
like
the
he
bag
couldn't
of
do it
holding.
alone, nor could either of the other two. They need assistance.
Does it weigh less than 250 kilos?
Yeah, I'll just say for the simplicity of it.
Then it can indeed fit in the bag, if we clear it out first.
Can't be all that much in it anyway.
Yeah, true. Well, it does have a few things. Mostly wooden figurine parts. 3 bear traps.
You might want to get rid of those, or keep a hold of them.
Yeah, the bear traps can be carried along. There's also a boot in there. By C. Madison. But yeah, I suppose we shall leave a bunch of wooden figurine stuff.
Also, the rest of the party, roll a D100 each. As you guys just take upon yourself to just rummage around, have a look.
850.
49.
See, right now, Pia would be a real dick on Price is Right.
I went first.
And people would just be laughing at Rena. Mulch, Ginny? D100s?
I get to go again.
Oh, you've already rolled, never mind. Oh yeah, you do. You. That was your previous one. That was your cargo pants one.
More pants.
Ginny's the winner. Among all of the useful, practical stuff, the containers, the clothing, tools, you do find a pack of cards. Completely simple black carton.
Would you say there are many cards in the deck?
I would say there are many cards in this deck.
Many things in this deck.
No, I said many cards.
Many doors.
Card is a thing.
Yeah. A card is a thing, yes. Specifically, this is a deck of many cards. It could be a deck of many things if you think about it in a vague term.
Do the cards look shifty?
He hasn't opened it yet.
The chaotic side of me, the player, wants to give this to Pat.
I draw 24 cards immediately. The whole deck.
I do have an
I'm-
inkling
I'm
what it
just
might
gonna-
be.
Pocket it for now.
I'm going to take a look at what the cards could be. Could be the
If
booster.
there are even cards inside.
Come on, man. There could be rares. There might be foil inside.
Fucker.
This is the first edition box, man. If you open this and get a Charizard,
This is
we're
1,000 years ago. You've got a pretty good chance of getting the Black Rose. Come on.
rich.
I will pocket it for now.
Well,
we're never
make
gonna
sure
see
you
that
note it
again.
down. You have a black box, potentially full of cards. Oh, there we go with the warehouse. So where is the party off to now?
I'm actually not sure. Was there anything else?
Did I miss it? What's up here?
Oh, at their squiggly line? That is a massive hole in the wall. That's how the bear got
Okay.
in.
Okay.
It's just that you can't delete partial lines. It's annoying in Roll20.
Yeah.
All I
and
can
we
do is
didn't
erase
find it
everything
before.
drawn.
We didn't find it before because we didn't suck the thing. And instead climbed on top of it.
Mm-hmm. When all you had to do to open the door was just clean out the rungs and straighten them out. Still would have been a high DC, but it would have gotten lower than it was. There's also the option of a short rest.
Some of us could use it, probably.
Yeah.
Sure.
I suppose the inside of the box is relatively cool still.
For now, although you can tell it is getting a little warmer. Although if you want, you can stay in the box. Certainly for an hour, it's going to keep its coldness.
If we take a short rest, those that use hit dice get an additional d8. Because cook.
Is it a D8 per roll? I forgot.
It's just one extra DA. It's like Song of Rest.
Okay.
Spends one or more hit die, yeah.
There you go. Should be getting close to full again.
That is full.
Fucking hell. Close enough.
And Steve would, of course, use and regain his second wind. So he's back up to full with no resource loss. Potentially. He did get smacked like once or twice.
Yeah. I would still be complaining that I'm crispy.
Just pretty. He recognizes some of that word.
Close enough.
And he does
give
just
him a
seem to
hug.
get kind of distracted by stroking hair. He's just lost.
I let him.
Anything else with the rest of the party? Any conversations? Is Okon staying in the box?
Yes, I am staying in the box.
Wisdom save.
Oh,
Yikes.
okay. Oh boy.
Rainy, Jitty, Mulch, since you guys are a bit more ambulatory even during your rests, there's a moment when you think you glance at the box, just, stretching your legs about, and just think that Okon's not there for a moment. You check again, of course. He's a big guy. Maybe he's just on the edge, inside one of the rims. Okon, for a brief moment, it was a world without color, without taste, without sensation. There was the box closed. You were upon a pedestal. You could just hear grinding behind you and see an epitaph of you being scrawled into the metal. Great shards and reams of it being dug out.
Oh boy.
Then you just find yourself, a little sweaty. little cold. Like, you're actually feeling cold.
Huh.
And one of the curious cats or the halfling peering in.
Okay. This box is not good. I'll get out of here.
Do the Tabaxi believe that concept, that the box could be bad? It's a box.
You're a dick.
No. The cat does not belong into this box. I'll prevent Ginny from going into the box.
I don't think he's going.
That's just gonna make him want to go into the box more if I know anything about cats.
Yeah, Mulch can go into the box.
I'm not a cat. I'm not a cat.
Precisely. You're not a cat, so you get to go into the box.
I mean,
I will
Where's
believe
Okan?
Okan
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not go in because
yeah, you've no reason to go inside the cold, dark box. You know, though, Mulch, you might not be a cat, but Okan's Alter Self potion could make you a tiny tabaxi.
oh lord.
Oh, the tiniest tabaxi.
If I wanted to give it to him.
Yes.
There's the one cat he wouldn't want to pet.
It'd be like, was it that fucking, like a feral scraunchy thing from Rick and Morty? Fur just grows in all the wrong kind of patches. The two other tabaxi would just think, yeah, this should have been put in a bag and put in the canal. This is a detriment to our people. But yes, you have the wasteland stretching before you. And the strangely comforting presence of the jungle to the east.
I think it's time to continue exploring.
But in which direction? And where?
Oh,
Tower
wait.
just sitting there?
Just double checking. None of the metals here are important, right?
Might be.
Yeah, we need to explore those.
You want to investigate?
Yes, and I want to bring our skull friend to try to see if he can identify more because he's better than that.
I'd love to a wee bit of stones more, I think. It's just a case of, as he rattles around to look at you, Shelley, I don't really have eyes.
Oh.
Things
Oh.
for me are kind of like just lines, just shapes. Big ones at that. I can see your little man there, carrying me about. I know his feet are big. I can't make out the toes. I can see his face, but I make out just the nose, the chin.
You can see his face, but you rather wouldn't.
I'd rather would. I'd rather have sight of a living, but I've not got that much left.
Yeah.
We need to find something to put you into.
Maybe the smith can fix it.
Yeah, roll an investigation, whoever's checking out the metallurgy shelf.
Somebody else should because I'm dumb.
I just need help.
Who is smart?
None of us.
Wait, what are we rolling?
Right?
There's your great indication. I need brain power. What are we doing?
That's plus
Investigation.
one. Plus one's pretty good.
For this party, I think so.
Yeah. +1 is the best as it gets. The best it gets.
So Mulch, I guess, roll it, and then I'll be an assistant.
She's basically holding you up so you can see the higher shelves.
Wait. Mulch has actually the highest intelligence.
No, he might just have it tagged.
Yeah, 12.
5.
So
Yeah, there you go.
I got 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you two can try to figure it out then.
Yeah.
Just for fun, though, who's assisting whom and how? Let's get an image
I'll
here.
I'm gonna assist Mulch.
I'm gonna assist Rainy. I'm gonna just look below the knees.
Yeah, it's between Rainy and Mulch here.
Yeah, no, Mulch. Yeah, you're doing your investigation. Rainey's doing her investigation, and I'll assist you. Mostly I'm trying to look out and see, make sure that it's not just, your average old bar of metal and it's not corroded or anything.
I guess I'm taste testing.
Maybe.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
I'm taste testing.
I mean, Shelly's looking at you, don't want to let her down. Like you've let everyone down in most of your life. You don't want to see that familiar look on her. Speaking to Mulch, of course. So you pick up the various ingots. You look them over and think, oh, okay, I know this one. Like, this is iron. Maybe. And you decide to show off that you know what this is by trying to bend them. And show that you can use your kung fu skills upon them in various ways.
Yeah.
You
I
show...
can pick this one up just with tongs.
You pick up a chunk of copper and brass, and then you smack them together, and then you nod at her knowingly. Roll deception. You take a bite of one, and then you just give that knowing nod.
Uh-huh. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not good at those.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm better at that than I am.
Wow,
I've seen all these things before.
He
Yeah,
might
it's-
know his stuff, Shelley. There is
Can
one.
I roll an insight?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, you're fully along as he shows, see, 2 bars of the same thing, but weighing them up in his hands and then letting one go down a bit more. Yeah, you see, yeah. Yeah, I know what that one is, yep. That's Smyrnolite.
Mhm.
This one is Chekhovian. Oh, this one is pig iron. They put this in the swamps. It's probably a chunk of silver. And then Mulch, you're fucking surprised. You pull out a bar of gold and you realize, oh shit, that is gold. I know what that is. Everyone knows what that is. That's a bar of gold.
Well, I better pocket this along with the platinum coins.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the shelves, possibly making less of a display, is Rainy. Do you want to roll your investigation?
Sure. Ooh, there we go.
Iron, bronze. Oh, that's a supply of tin. Yeah, you identify it all. It's all very common stuff. But you are noticing more important details, like they do have a stamp, but it's featureless. Like, it's showing this is owned by someone has been approved, but there's no guild mark, there's no maker, no owner. Again, very hush-hush-whiz sort of thing. But you do find something, however, among all of his little bits and pieces. You find, made out of what looks probably like pressed together scraps, because the seams aren't all that great. Like, this is not proper dwarven craftsmanship. But it's a little chubby, smiling dwarf in a pointed hat. About the size of your palm.
That's certainly strange.
It's very simple, like 2 dots for the eyes, a bit of a line for a mouth, and some detail, an extra bit of material on for a beard, but it looks friendly enough. Decent bit of heft to it. It would probably hurt someone if you threw it, but, a nice little bit. Meanwhile, Mulch is now juggling bits of ingots.
I heard you could eat gold.
He tries. And yeah, you do see the big divot from his tooth, as that halfling jaw capacity is actually stronger than that of a tabaxi. They can go right through the bone. But they've got the teeth of a herbivore, for grinding.
But like chewing tobacco, but it's just gold.
Yep. And yeah, he leaves. And this has sat in a warehouse for 1,000 years untouched, and now there's just this big dent of a halfling tooth print in it.
Probably leave the rest of this here. Mulch was here.
He certainly was.
Unfortunately, that one you bit, it's got a weird tang to it.
Oh no. Was this an alloy?
Hmm.
You can't eat alloys.
Very warm as well. Maybe it's just gold plated. It's got this green light to it too.
Oh no. I just hope I get superpowers, not a third leg.
A third leg would be handy. Think of your movement speed increase.
Ooh. Just do cartwheels.
No, you're just fucking about. So, for the party, where are you off to? I mean, you do find by the end of it, Rainy, but if you grabbed only the precious ones, you could probably make about 1,500 gold or so. It'd only be a couple of bars, too.
I do vote we just take what looks like it could be important, just because we have enough bags at the
Yeah.
stage of the game.
I mean, if we get the stuff to the blacksmith, maybe he can use something of it. Maybe we can trade the metal for items.
That bar Mulch is
actually get
holding
a-
is probably worth 400 gold by itself.
I could actually get a sword to go with my dagger.
Yeah.
And keep the whip just for recreational time.
I don't know if Steve likes that.
So, what do you think? Do you all think of dropping the metals and the death metal with the blacksmith? See what we can trade for it, let him work, and then continue exploring?
All right.
Yeah, not a bad
Fine with
idea.
game here.
All right.
So you decide to venture back out, to head back into the jungle.
Yeah. It's going to be a bit of a trip, but
Expediently or cautiously?
how fast can we really go when hauling a shitload of metal?
Well,
Or
depends if
rather,
you're
how
taking it all.
stealthily?
Like, I was pointing out the value Rainey could make. She didn't say if she took it or not.
Yeah, I let everyone know what the stuff is and where it is.
Would it be better for us to bring it back to the blacksmith first?
Anything that looks
That way we're not
useful
hauling this around.
or worthwhile
Yeah.
can be brought to the blacksmith, as much as we can carry. Between Shelley, Steve, and Ocon.
Yeah, Steve looks weird. Like, after all this time of him just being this big, brazen lizard folk, now he's got bags. Now he's got storage compartments. He's getting closer to looking civilized. It's just odd. And there is the fact that, he's so big you can MacGyver a few things together. Now he's got a backpack on his thigh. You could load him down if you want as a pack mule. Might affect his combat abilities.
I mean, it's just that the three strongest people should probably carry the most. Or we can let Mulch carry everything.
Yeah, I can be mascot for a few combats.
I
I'll
will
just sit
take
on my
our
pile of
bike there.
gold.
It's just a case of if you do load up, you're not stealthing. Because you're going to have a hard enough time just trudging through.
Yeah.
This, where was the blacksmith again? Was that
Yeah, all the way up here.
this here? Alright. And that was a Guatua camp.
Mm-hmm. Big one.
Ah.
And so the party set off?
Yeah, I don't think we're stealth this time, so we'll just have to pray.
I mean, there is a comforting thing as you step out from warehouse. At least you're doing it under cover of night.
Right. So there is a actual day-night cycle now.
There was before, too.
But we just couldn't see it.
Yeah, the sun is getting low. And it's now pretty hard to see the distance where the lighthouse being is. Or much else of the wasteland. Quite a lot of it in shade from the volcano. But so you set off. Give me a survival roll. From one of the party.
One of the rangers, please.
I mean, Steve's not terrible at it. Ginny, there are... Like, you remember some of the issues of, like, tracks will be just erased by the tension, and you're noticing in the distance there are new tracks that are getting destroyed by you guys approaching it and wrecking this bizarre, weird covering to the ground.
Do I recognize the tracks?
They're kind of tough to recognize, in fact. Like, it's a larger foot than any humanoid creature. Like, this would be more sort of a mount, maybe? Like a big animal. Splayed out toes. Seem to be moving quickly. They've gone... You can see that they've not followed your path, obviously. They've sort of veered off to the right. But they were coming from the direction you were. Or you had come from originally. And then there's also a deep serpentine groove that is familiar. That was moving alongside the steeds.
So it's about the size of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you remember that from when you guys found the salamander in the forge.
I will point it out to the party. Maybe we should try to stealth a little bit more, find some cover.
Well, it's a case of, you know which tracks have gone past you because you're, moving to their origin. And it's a weird feeling because, it's like the opposite of a video game. You see the high detail in the distance, and it's becoming low detail as you get closer. Before it's just lost. I mean, you probably take it under advisement not to go entirely the same path you did last time, so you dip into some of the craggy recesses. Darkness building overhead. Strange sensation again. It's only been your second night here. Many hours pass, a bit of grumbling stomachs. Just aching feet. See, now you get the knowledge that time's passing. It does wear you down a little more of a heavy travel. And it certainly feels like working your way back up from the wasteland does not feel like you made as much progress as you would normally. But there is that relief of hitting the beach once again. But also the issue of only a couple of you can actually see where you're going right now.
I'm gonna start looking for anywhere that might seem safe to hunker down for the night.
Well, there's always just taking the risk of a tree cover inland. Or try to somehow get half the party submerged in the waters, like you did on a few nights.
I was about to say, I like the beach option so that I can chill in the waters.
Steve's only amphibious, though. He can't actually breathe underwater.
True. Should be willing to stick to the beach.
You could push on hard and try to get back to the split ship. It has a risk of giving you exhaustion, though. It's a heavy march.
I'd say let's just hunker down.
You could always build a sandcastle.
Yeah, kind of like sand berms. Make it harder for us to be spotted from a distance.
This is something the party should probably decide on.
Yeah.
I've given my opinion. Somebody else speak.
I know. I'm not chastising you.
I know.
I am not quite sure what to do. I shall trust Shelley's judgment, I guess.
Thought we were going to the blacksmith.
Well, it's a
But we
case of
can't
you're
get
not going to
there.
make it today.
Yeah.
Can we find somewhere safe to bed down and bed down? Simple as that.
That's the thing. The choices are, like, you could try to push onto the ship, which you know is a safe space, last time you checked. But that might incur exhaustion. Might not be safe, either. Make a hovel on the beach, or try to bivouac down in the woods.
Probably the beach.
I like the beach idea.
Make yourself your various burrows and stands. Try to relax. I mean, hey, it's not been that long on the island. It's still a bit of an island paradise. You get to see the stars again. It's a nice novelty. Who's keeping watch?
Ginny will go first.
Alright, roll a perception. Don't forget, of course, you can always have someone with you for a conversation. Interact. Find things out.
I'll probably sleep for the first two so I can continue all through the night afterwards.
Ginny, pretty uneventful. You think? You're a little distracted now because you're still... Like, you close your eyes, you still see the imprint blazed onto your eyes from the bear. That was new. Like, not ferociously new. I mean, you've dealt with massive beasts before, sure. Probably, maybe in your past. That was a big bear, though. And it almost ripped you apart in one go. So, you know, that's a new trauma to store away for a while. Your watch finished, though, you sit down. The king gives a wave, and then you settle back.
Oh, great.
He survived.
Although you do realize with a start, you haven't woken up the next person to take over watch.
I'm gonna wake up Mulch.
Gently, lovingly, friendly, or just kick him in the head. You know he's tempted as well, that's the thing.
Oh, I hope he does.
I kick some sand, like, oh shoot, oh no.
Do you do a cat style with the back of the foot or forward?
Ah!
Cat style.
Nightmare!
Yeah, he launches it. This may impact the security of your sleeping area. As a gout of flame lights up the night. And Ginny, you're singed a bit for 5 damage.
Worth it.
Oh, you can't be doing that to me, man.
Our party is so lovely to each other.
For no reason, either. There's barely any justification for this.
Charlie is blissfully asleep. Or tranced.
Mm-hmm.
With Steve.
Yep.
Well, I guess I can watch. I'm watching Ginny, though, mostly.
Careful with that phrasing.
I do not know how to respond to
Just
that.
gotta make sure you're still asleep.
Ginny's asleep in the arms of Steve. I'll watch. I suppose I'll watch Ginny instead. The king joins you, Mulch, on your watch.
Oh, I'm glad he's alive.
He's always
How you
looking
doing?
He's always looking in a direction you're not. Twice, with both eyes.
I think we're very secure now.
He does seem alert. And I mean, they're from the Underdark. He's got to have dark vision, right?
Oh yeah, I don't.
Been a novelty,
I
hasn't
wasted
it?
all my fire.
You're just in the deep darkness on this island.
How does the king look, by the way?
90 degrees off to one side, 80 degrees to the other.
I mean, I believe last time we saw him, he was kind of in a bad state after almost killing himself.
I don't know, does Mulch care to look at him?
Yeah, keep an eye on him. Can't say anything else.
He looks pretty fine. Like, maybe he's missing one or two of his little, like, hair bits. Maybe there's a tooth gone as well. Actually, his sword's broken. And he seems to be limping with the right foot. Then the left.
He had hair.
Well, it's like his little crest bit on the back of his head. They might be tumors, it's hard to tell. Could just be a very big scale. He doesn't look much rougher than the last time you guys saw him. He is quiet, though.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like agitated like he was.
No, kind of chill.
I guess he just forgot about his wife.
He does stay near Ginny's sleeping hovel.
God damn it.
Good. I'll encourage that. Maybe I'll leave some like little scraps of food right next to Ginny's head for him.
He does walk over to Shelley's as well now and again, but then each time he sees Steve, he walks away quickly.
Good call.
And roll me a percent. Let's see here. Yeah, roll me a Constitution, Ginny, with disadvantage.
What the fuck?
You don't stir. You do feel something unpleasant about your sleep. Mulch, you get to see him very gently, with just the tiniest tips of his fingers, give a pat to Ginny. And then just watch him.
Fuck,
No,
I feel
it's
dirty.
not like the stroking that Okon forced upon you or anything. It's just the tiniest, safest, cautious little pat, and then he just continues to watch.
No, I still feel dirty.
Okay. By the way, wisdom
that
save.
reminds me. I was about to do it.
God damn it.
Yeah, you two do.
Do I need a wisdom? Yeah. I made it for a change.
What makes you think that?
Yeah, you don't know that.
What?
What?
I'm fairly certain I did.
18's pretty bad. You guys have failed many times.
Oh,
No, you're fine.
good.
Although there is a lingering impression on your dreams, not of anything else, it's just the last time you were on a ship. For you, Ginny, it's watching Vernon leap to the goblin ship, smash through the holds, and presumably get the shit kicked out of him. For Shelley, it was a very quiet, still evening with the married couple, just enjoying a bit of grilled fish on the deck of her boat. There's a little bit of talk about what was going on in the village. You didn't care too much. I mean, you weren't going to stick around, but it was nice. Yeah. All right, Mulch, you're done.
Okay, back to bed.
Yep. Not even point doing a perception check if you're unable to see anything. So who do you volunteer?
The king has this handled, I think.
Wait, for real? At this
See,
point,
the thing
Shelly is
is, I
supposed
don't
to be
even know
getting
if that's
woken
him.
up.
I don't know if that's Pan or Mulch talking, but it makes sense either way.
There's a lot of crossover, surprisingly.
It's Shelly's
Never eat a
turn to
gold
get
bar.
woken up permanently.
Sure, her trance would be over by now, close to.
I mean, she still has to be woken up. I mean, she seems quite comfortable now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess water elf. I'll get a bucket of water.
You do have a bucket now. You probably wear it.
Ooh, it's my new hat. It's
How
like the
to
polite
wake
thing
the
to do.
elf? Just dump a bucket of water over.
She's a sea elf. That's customary between them. You know, it's a politeness. I
I'm
share
trying
my
to, you know,
water with you.
Here's the only problem: is there any way that you would dump it on me and not Steve?
gingerly.
Just the feet. Just the ear. Dip an ear.
yeah, yeah. I'll go cup by cup instead of a whole bucket at once.
Shelly, you stir to find your hand in water, your foot in water, one knee, your ear, and there's one balanced on your stomach.
I'm looking very confused.
Water elf does whatever a water elf does. Da 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 da.
He's dancing in front of you, I guess.
Mulch, go to bed. And she gets
Hey.
up.
You do notice the king is matching his steps quite perfectly. Just a long look from the sea elf, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. and then I'm gonna pause and say, wait, how long has the king been here?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You've been on watch.
Not the whole time. That's
What?
Ginny.
Did he show up on Ginny's watch or your watch?
Seems like his. I think I would remember if it was mine.
I go and wake Ginny up.
Sucker! I go back to bed.
Oh, do you now?
I'm very far away.
You just volunteered for a second watch.
I didn't say anything.
He didn't say it out loud, he's going to bed, he just walks off. I mean, you can see him, clearly, he can't.
Yeah, I know. I would be going after him.
You see him just walk casually away.
Mulch.
Night.
Slipping his trousers off, taking off his shirt.
Steve and Ocon snore gently in the distance.
Oh no,
Peace.
Steve wouldn't be the gentle one, that would be that fucking crocodilian rumble. Mulch, you're being called over.
Nobody can force me to be awake.
True. I mean, they can, physically.
Did I
Can I expend my
successfully-
key points?
Did I successfully wake Ginny up?
I mean, if you just poke him, yeah, eventually.
Okay, because then I would have asked him.
Yeah, the save was only because the king was trying to be as gentle as he could.
Yeah.
Also, let's see here. Wow. Shelly?
Hmm?
The king's holding your hand.
I look very confusedly at him.
You didn't notice when he did it. But he looks very calm.
I try to gently extricate my fingers.
He does and backs away a little bit.
I kind of give him a little nod.
And then you just slap the cat.
Ginny, when did the king show up?
Towards the end, before I woke up,
Oh, okay. Because he said he wasn't sure, so okay. Where did he come from?
He was waving in the distance, wasn't he, Corvus?
No, he was sitting right at your little hovel you'd
Jeez.
made. Just sitting there.
I don't know where he came from.
Okay, sorry for waking you.
Out of curiosity, Corvus, was he wet? Like, did he come out of the water?
Yeah, he was wet.
He hasn't vocalized anything,
No, hasn't.
I don't think, right? He's
Hasn't
just
made
been
no burbles.
physically doing stuff.
Yeah, just
Forgot.
sitting around.
Does the king have a native swim speed?
You've not seen him.
Well, I more mean because theoretically, if he has a native swim speed, I would be able to communicate with him vaguely.
Doesn't that only apply to like animals?
No, it just says if it has a native swim speed.
Hmm. In this case, no. But that's
Okay.
mainly because he's a Kuatoa. They're cracked.
Yeah.
Like, if it was normal, sure you could, but that's a hell of a brain to get through.
Yeah.
So what's Shelly up to on her watch?
Mostly just keeping an eye on everything else and the king and trying to figure out why he was trying to hold my hand.
He just sits with you. Did you have Steve awake for this as well?
Not yet. I was figuring I would wake him up near the end.
As you glance around, give me a perception roll.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready for.
The sky's brightening. You know that's early. You also notice he's been shifting towards you. Like he's been sitting at a distance, but he's been closing in by centimeters.
I'm going to keep an eye out and see if the closer he gets, the lighter it gets.
It's a case of, it's, red light, green light kind of thing. But he's pretty clumsy. Sky brightens. It looks like an early morning, and then it starts to dim again. But he has been getting closer.
I get up to walk the perimeter.
He sits and watches. You. Rotating on the spot.
Oh, I don't like this.
Well, to be fair, his entire body is rotating, not just his head. Well, it probably does that thing, where it's the side dive, it's just moving, and then he starts to move ahead with it.
I decide to wake up Rainy to assist me on my watch. Hi, you're assisting me on this portion of the watch.
Any particular reason?
I whispered, the king is here and he's being really abnormally creepy. And he, for some strange reason, wants to hold my hand and wants to sit right next to me.
Well, yeah, his queen is missing.
Although, as you look across to where he is, he's now sitting at Ginny's hovel.
Now he's sitting by Ginny instead. This is weird. I don't know why.
Probably looking for companionship?
It's a rough one to wake up a cat for, isn't it?
Still, you're joining me on watch. This is creepy. Not to mention, the sun started to rise early and then it suddenly went back down again.
Well, not the sun, just the light level of the sky.
Yeah, the dawn started.
Yeah.
All right.
More time passes. The king does try to join you two a little bit, but he's doing it, like, inching. And he's making sure to pick a side that's just Shelly instead of Rainy.
I look at Rainy to confirm what I was meaning.
I shrug. I never doubted that he was. It's just, what do you expect to do about it?
Obviously, no. Important question, then. What are you going to do?
I mean, I'm just keeping watch.
Yeah.
I
He doesn't make a grab for the hand or anything like that. He just gets a bit closer before it feels like you should probably let Rainey get back to sleep.
yeah, I tell her to go back to watch. Then I wake up Steve.
He gets up. He takes a look at the king, sees him inching closer to you, and gives a big snort. Starts to stomp towards him.
I take Steve's hand and I kind of gesture to, chill and just wait here.
He continues to keep an eye out for the king.
Shelly is very relieved.
Who does not
And
get
she gives-
closer. He's very warded off by the giant lizard folk.
she does give Steve a hug after, she sees some results.
You can see that there's, like, during the hug, there is a moment where he's just looking around. The eyes roll up a little bit in thought. Just a rumble from him, and then an arm goes around you, but it's a little heavy. It almost feels like he's kind of giving you a bit of a whack. It's just like all the weight is put on you in one instant.
She chuckles. She finds this amusing.
And then morning arrives. Naturally. The light level increases as the sun itself appears. Ginny, the first thing you see when you open your eyes is the king's eyes. He was
fuck.
he was being the opposite spoon. Not touching
I
you,
hate you.
but just sitting opposite.
I kick up a whole bunch of sand as I get up.
He mimics you doing that, so he just splashes sand at nothing.
I turn to everyone and say, has he been doing this all night?
If he's not doing it to me, the reason he stopped with me is because I got Steve up.
She got him awake.
Huh.
Crazy.
Fish guy is back.
I'm wondering, and I'm saying this out loud, is it because we're the only ones that have been having dreams?
Shelly just kind of pauses and goes, "Oh, I didn't think of that." You think that was one of her dreams? Or one of something that happened to her, the boat thing? You saw the boat thing, right?
Yes, I saw the boat thing.
Oh.
What great sailors we've got here. I saw the boat thing. It was boaty.
Boy, make
Much
face.
boat.
I see what you did there.
Meanwhile, Ocon
Does he
is
seem like he's more? I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Is he more animated now that we're awake? Well, both of us are awake.
Still very mellow. Not flailing around all this like he usually does. Not doing any kind of weird routines. Except when he sees Mulch do his exercises, he starts to join in with that.
Will he accept a snack?
You bring food to him. Or do you
Yes.
call out to him?
I'll go over him and give him something. He would probably like meat. Some leftover bacon.
He looks at it in your hand. He quickly runs into the tree line. There is noise, there is shuffling of branches. You see him returning from a distance with a whole mess of the fire wasps lodged in his skin.
Ah!
One is about to get him in the eye. Luckily, he shakes free of it. But he does have in his hands this massive dripping wad of a hive.
Okay.
And he tries to thrust it in your hands, Okon.
Okay. Are there any wasps on it?
Yeah. Do you receive it? Or do you keep pulling your hand away?
I guess I'll try to take it.
As he sets it down your hand, he makes sure to push it a little harder so it squishes. And then he just reaches in with his mouth to slurp up messily both the meat and the honey from your palm. But he leaves the rest of it there for you. There's a bubbly froth now sticking between your fingers.
Huh. He's kind of like a dog. He's trying to give the king some head rubs.
As you pat him, he collapses. There's great swollen welts building up across his scales. He's not breathing.
I would like to check him if he's going to survive. Can I do a medicine roll on that?
Yep. There's no intake of breath, but his heart is going like 50 beats a second. It is rapid as hell, like a squirrel heartbeat.
He probably needs something to not die.
Yeah.
Poison.
Does this look like a lesser restoration situation?
If it's poison, yes.
It looks more like he just needs some vitality. He's fading.
Let me check something first.
I guess I start CPR.
Do you want to go in on that, mouth? Go ahead. You have to grab some leaves so you can plug up the sides of his mouth because it's a big wide fish mouth. What's the D6 for?
For the drink of the day.
Okay.
This is swiftness. Increase walking speed by 10. Or movement speed.
Yep, very handy.
But I'll give him a good boy.
He awakens as you see some of the lumps just reduce in size a bit. He seems calm. His eyes are moving again, seem to be taking in the surroundings.
Alright. He does really not know how to take care of himself. I wonder how he survived this long.
Well, he did have a wife.
Right.
She was very active, right, guys?
Very.
Okon never really met her, I think.
Yep, he is not.
It's probably a good thing.
So once more, the party set off, heading back to the blacksmith's.
Is he following?
Do you make sure to pay attention to it? I mean, he sets off.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually, as we're walking along, I will pay attention to him. I want to see where he goes.
He's definitely exerting himself more than the rest of the party because sometimes he just veers off to the left or the right. stops to do a little drawing in the sand. Staring out the waves, unblinking. You can see his eyes starting to crack up with red. Not much of an attention span.
We'll also point out the whole time we're walking, I'm making sure to keep a hold of Steve's hand. So he doesn't get any ideas.
Like, every few moments, Steve is just looking down at his hand. You can feel him rearranging his fingers for a moment as if he's trying to find, is this right? Is this right? Maybe I'll do this. This one could be right. Before he just gives up and just sort of hangs there with a little pressure. However, the rest of the party, apart from Ginny, who is king watching, do make out something ahead of you. A familiar sight by now. It's a pack of the crispy Kuatoa, shouldering a large box. No prisoners this time. They're heading into the jungle. They're intent to go this kind of direction as you watch them. Although they may divert, you never know. Do you take action? Do you avoid?
Yeah, I think we should avoid, if possible.
I agree.
I mean, we're not really sneaky, but
We could just stay put, wait for them to pass, and then just keep going.
You say you're not sneaky. You have a massive dex proficiency in this party. It's just you've been rolling badly.
we also carry a bunch of metals with us.
Yep,
You told us we're not sneaky.
indeed.
Yeah, so why don't we just stay put, wait, and then when they've gone, then we continue.
The party in general do have sneaking to them. And we'll be seeing that in action. Stealth with disadvantage.
Even if we're just staying put, not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So technically, if it's with disadvantage and I have the cloak, does that mean that it's just flat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Now then, Steve. Oh God.
Huh. I suppose it's too late for a pass without a trace?
It's not going to factor in this time.
Alright.
See, the disadvantage isn't just because you're settling down, it's because you're doing it on the open beach. A little hard to hide that way in short term. Without preparation. On the bright side, you do notice that the Patrol of Kuatoa, they are booking it. They are going full of speed, jostling their cargo with them. And they do not notice you guys.
More ships figurines, I suppose?
Maybe. You didn't look inside it. Kept your distance.
Yeah. Given by what we've seen thus far, they're most likely carrying more figurine parts.
There is in casual observance as well, whenever the smoke pillar returning, at the beach ship. Singular, Finn, Wispy. And this place is still in full go, but you know how to avoid it, how to keep around. Do you decide to go through the ice crater?
Let's walk around the ice crater.
Yeah, of course.
Craters are fun.
No, I'm walking around. I'm taking Steve with me. Y'all can do what you want in there.
It's like you're expecting to see Steve be disappointed that he can't play with his friends as his girlfriend just takes him away. No,
I'm
we're
just
going
guessing
shopping. Help me, please.
He doesn't even know it's his girlfriend yet.
He doesn't even know what shopping is.
Oh, he knows about commerce and trade. Barely. Like, don't forget, there's been this time that Chicago and Vezra might have even assisted, maybe even Cyril when he was sober in the few times. Might have even been assisting with Steve and Truth and Red. Not LaFanfish, he's smart enough, he picks it up.
And that's why he can't get a girlfriend. Poor the fanfish.
Not big and dumb enough. Yeah, it is a repeat of the occurrence, and once more you head down into the forge. Takes a fair chunk of a day to get there, especially laden as you are.
Yeah. Hello, Smith, whose name we don't know. Are you here?
Have you brought the agreement materials?
We've found something. And I empty the bag of holding with the chunk of metal.
It's a weird look there because like, you have to sort of empty it out, but it starts to wave a bag as it slides out into reality. So you're trying to hold onto the bag as this thing just slides out.
Yeah.
He stomps across quickly to heft it up. Good. Yes,
So you can work with that.
I will.
Alright. Do you need anything else beside the gem and this? The metal?
He ignores you, Okon, to look at the rest of the party, and then gets back to you. He's eyeing you all up and down thoroughly for a moment.
I stare back. A bit confused, not sure what he wants from me.
Is that metal?
Sword, axe, hammer, lance, arrows. Hmm. Soul's bright, but
I guess Shelly is the most likely to use melee weapons?
I would like a sword, a short sword. Or actually, if I could, a long sword would be. Can I do long sword?
you
And a
can, but
dagger?
it's not a finesse weapon.
You can do a
Yeah.
rapier.
Yeah, let's do a rapier and a dagger. There we go.
Although, just for purposes here, like I think even Rainy or Jenny have one, the cutlass. I just say it's a slashing rapier.
Yeah.
Cause,
But I would like an actual pokey rapier.
yeah, would you? Because all the poking rapiers, especially dual wielding, it just feels weird. It's one of those things that visually just doesn't seem to click.
Is the scimitar a finesse weapon?
Yeah, but it's a D6 not a D8.
Yeah, there is actually no D8 slashing finesse weapon.
That's why the cutlass serves that purpose. Because just change the damage type. Same weapon as a rapier, just does slashing. And pirate themed, haha.
Yeah, it's basically a modified rapier.
Yeah. Let's
So-
go with a cutlass then.
Yeah, think of it, you have a rapier that deals slashing damage.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what the cutlass is.
Yes. So let's go with that.
Powerful weapon. Needs powerful holder.
Well,
I am.
Shelly is clearly worthy.
Yes, I am.
Of heart, mind, not arm.
Yes.
Outside. We'll take an evening. Prepare yourself.
One more question. We do have all of these materials, and I present him with the stuff we've brought. Can you use any of this, or do you want any of this for your projects, for your other projects?
Yeah, as you offer it, he just takes it all. Just mounting up in his hand and then setting it aside.
We're not gonna be rich.
I mean, could you maybe help us out a little in exchange for it?
And he starts to bang on his hammer. He starts to bang with his hammer.
Oh, okay.
I think I.
Ignore it.
Shelly turns around and she goes back upstairs, hoping there isn't another incident.
We just lost 1,500 coins. That's the only incident we're ever gonna experience again. Oh,
Cry me a river, build me a bridge, and get over it.
I'm gonna drown, but not in money.
I suppose we can bother him. I suppose we can bother him about Bernice's contraption afterwards.
Yeah, you said he needed the rest of the day.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got a set of ruins to lounge about in if you want.
Actually seems like a pretty decent place to lounge in.
We
It's a good
also
place to
have
set
some
up
area here to explore to see if there is anything, I suppose. That's not too far away. So we could possibly try to uncover a bit more of the map as well.
I like that idea. And then we can come back here and rest if we need to.
Yeah.
God, for fuck's sake. Come on. It is just more wilderness, more jungle. No established ruins, just wilderness. But there is one thing that becomes noticeable. Few of you feel watched. Mulch. There is a heavy flow of hot air down the back of your neck.
It's a bouncer.
It's making a grunting noise, but you vaguely recall, and unfortunately, the rest of the party can't glance down to look because of the tall grass and foliage. There's a slight jab of a tusk in your back.
I guess I should turn around very slowly.
That's a boar. Small
I
boar.
can't really.
Food!
Dinner!
But then you notice something on its back. There's plates. There is strange spinal armor to it, growing from it. This is not just a boar. This is a miniature dire boar.
That means there's a mama dire boar.
That means there's a saddle somewhere in my future.
What?
That is some confidence. I like it.
I'm gonna ride this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we have we have materials now. I mean, a saddle.
It's staring right at you. It's getting angrier.
There is a big bacon somewhere here in the area.
Okay, I guess I just have to jump on its back now. I wasn't really prepared, but I'll do what I can.
The rest of us aware of this?
No. It's because he's just fucking lost in the undergrowth. Like, you start to pick up on it, on the sounds, and the fact that Mulch has stopped moving while the rest of you have. And then you get the glimpse of him breaking the line of the underbrush as he leaps. So, I'll need an acrobatics from you.
Oh, okay. Oh. Come on.
It's your
This
big
is what
moment.
counts.
As it tries to charge you instead. Whoa, look at that! Dueling 20s! You managed to land it. It's not the smoothest landing, especially since you didn't like it was about to charge at you. So you didn't have time to rotate in the air or anything. You're spacing backwards as it rushes forward, heading towards one of the party members.
Run, everybody! Scatter! Shit!
It's okay, hang on. Let's find out who. It's going after the king.
Oh no!
Oh,
That's probably the best case scenario.
Jesus.
It's full speed. What are you doing, Mulch?
Can I? Oopsies, wrong. Can I just try to? I guess I have to try to steer with the grab by the ears or the horns and maybe the tusks. Can I grab by the tusks?
That's a bit far forward. You can get the ears. You can get the mohawk. You can
Okay,
grab
good.
the eyes and blind it.
Let's try steering it first.
Okay, you're gonna ratatouille your way through this. Let's see. This will be a strength, though, because you're trying to impose your will upon this creature.
Right. Okay. Oh, this is a straight roll.
And
Yes! Yes!
really wants to have that pig, huh? So for the rest of the party, how this looks like is you can see Mulch's head poking over the grasses and the foliage. And he is just bounding and juddering towards you guys. He looks like a bobblehead with the speed it's going at. Charging towards the king, and then he veers off to the left. But let's see. Okay, he managed to avoid directing at any of the party. He's heading for a tree at this point.
I give Steve a baffled look, but I am not intervening. This seems like a problem of his own making.
Not entirely. I mean,
Jamie's just gonna find
entirely.
something to lean on and cross his arms while he watches.
Alright, you've currently got him in a circle pattern, Mulch.
okay. Now's the time to try to calm it down. Be friendly. What are boars like? Fuck do boars like? Do I have any food on me?
You're a
I probably
halfling,
am.
yes.
Okay. I'll get a couple scraps out from this breakfast we had. And
The boar?
yeah, the other boar.
The bacon? Are you sure about this?
I know boars are all fucking carnivores. I mean, cannibals anyway.
That's it. Get a good brain froth going on it, sure.
I'm sure I have some just breading or something.
Problem is, it's still going at quite a clap. And you're still in the midst of a jungle, so, there's things to do. Maybe you won't have a chance to get it through. It might be tough to just stuff things in its mouth or distract it with food.
Okay, I'll just pet it and go, oh, he's a good boar, he's a good boar. Pet, pet, pet.
Animal handling, I was going to say disadvantage of that kind of bullshit. $13. Not terrible. It's still an irate boar, but it's slowing down a little bit, but it might also be finding a new target. The new target is Shelly.
I am
Why?
running the heck away with Steve.
I mean, you get the snorting and all, you're kind of picking up on it, but all you can really see is Mulch's head above it. As he's charging towards you.
I can tell this is a bad idea. I run the fuck away.
Go left. I'm gonna go right. You go left. Go left.
I go left. Although I'm second guessing my decision the second I do it, but I go it.
Okay, give me a strength, Mulch.
Yeah, I guess maybe I should try to cover the eyes too at some point.
That's an option.
Yeah. I assume I have cloth loose that I could use.
Uh-oh.
He manages to steer it away from you, Shelly. It's also still just weird because, I mean, okay, the tail has come up now, it's broken the surface, but it's still just Mulch's head going around here in circles. I mean, there's a lot of snorting and squealing now. Those sounds probably aren't coming from him, and he's going around in circles. You guys are just watching this unfold.
Can I actually see it now? The pig?
You can see the tail, you can see Mulch's head. I mean, it's making a lot of movement in the grass as well.
Alright, can I try to reach it?
You want to try and grapple it?
Yeah. Dinner!
Alright,
I got this, Okan. Don't worry about it. I have this handled.
It's moving at high speed, so your test will be at disadvantage on it. Obviously strength. To be fair, it's rolling its acrobatics.
Can I help it steer to avoid Okan and give it advantage?
Yes, you can.
Alright. That is 14.
Do you want to be gentle with it? Do you want to try and force your will, Mulch? I'm giving you
I just want to make sure he knows
roll.
to stay away from the big man. Big man bad. Big man bad. Tiny man good.
You could do your animal handling if you want.
Big man bad. Bad man bad. Tiny man good. Tiny man good.
Bad man bad.
Yes.
No, that's enough. Doesn't want to fuck with you. But let's see if it does it. As I said, it's using its acrobat. Well, no, fucking it would be using its strength, but I'll manage that one.
Oh.
Okan, you managed to feel it. That's definitely a pig, but also just buffets its way through your grip. It's slowed down a bit though, as it's trying to steady its feet.
That's something.
Mulch, do you want to steer it into someone or an obstacle?
I don't know. Can I get it out of the undergrowth and towards the beach?
It's a bit of a run towards the beach, but you can try to find a clearing if you want.
Hey, this guy's fast. Might as well head that direction.
Give me a survival roll. You guys expected to see him whirl around for another lap and endanger someone else's life, but Mulch is gone. You just watched them ride off.
Woo! Yeah! Woo!
Did we go
And
after
he was
him?
never seen from again.
And out of the undergrowth comes Vernon.
Riding a slightly smaller pig.
Should we go after him?
Wow.
Better not.
Jenny will sigh and get up from leaning against whatever the hell he was leaning against and start following.
So one cat said yes, one said no.
I mean, where he goes, the dinner goes. I follow the food.
Alright, I guess we go. And she starts trudging off.
It's not hard to follow the path of destruction. Give me an acrobatics roll, Mulch, as you're trying to hold on here and dodge all those low-hanging branches. To be fair, they have to be really low-hanging, so you're fine that way. Then the sound changes for you. It starts to clip and clop across stone. You're back in the ruins. He's still angry, still puffed up. But now he's only got you to focus on, that thing on his back.
Friendly thing. I'm very friendly thing on the back. Very nice. Very kind.
Do you want to hold on for dear life or try to calm it? Or anything else you might want to put forth?
In the ruins, I think... I better blind it now. Just put some cloth over the eyes.
Give me a sleight of hand.
And of course, just cooing and being, oh, she's nice boar.
It manages to jerk its head and bite down on the cloth. You've got a handle, but it's not anchored where you want it to be.
Well, now I can steer better, I'm sure, like this.
Although you might be losing your grip here. Give me an athletics. As it's throwing its head about, trying to pull you off. Phrasing. Oh my god, suplex! You're thrown down on the stones right in front of it. You take a d6. Let's see here. There you go. You take 2 damage. It's not like there's that much weight in you. And you're face to face with the boar once more.
This is not where I wanted to be.
You can see it digging at the ground, ready to charge.
Well, now's the time for a snack. Good boar. Just hold it up very slowly, trembling. You're so good, boar.
Animal handling. You were doing so well in those 20s.
I had to use it at the start.
Yeah. Let's see here. That's a hit.
Oh yeah.
As it plows you down for 5 damage. Give me a strength save.
Yep.
You are prone. By 1.
Right where I want to be.
By this point, the reluctant party has caught up. What's the new strength save for?
I just rolled it twice because it was slow.
Okay. You all find Mulch on his back, still alive, surprisingly.
I have a plan.
And the boar turning round, ready to have another charge.
Now, instead of getting on its back, I need to cling to its belly. Clearly, that was my problem.
Yes, lower to the ground where your head. Oh my god.
As if he could
just...
as if there's that much space.
Just,
Alright, so you're gonna try and invoke the god of limbo. Gotcha.
I mean, maybe I could try jumping on the back again. Like, that. Well, that wouldn't work.
You always punch it.
Ginny's gonna turn to Okon. This is dinner, yeah?
While Mulch is yelling about how you'll be my best buddy throughout the rest of our lives. We're gonna eat this, right?
How long dire boars live, but
I've already called you Golden Horns. You're gonna be my best buddy.
we'll go and we'll catch rats together.
That's a sight. I need a new
Boar
ratter.
catching-
Alright. I got this. What kind of cat do you have in that? Don't you worry. Fucking go through a wall.
There will be no rats left.
Anything from the peanut gallery?
Jelly is staying out of this and just watching the fireworks.
Until I go down, everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Strangely, Mulch, you take a moment to see that Steve is sort of hissing and bellowing things at you.
Probably wants me to get off the ground. That would be a good start.
Well,
I know
would
what I have to
probably
do.
notice that. I would look at him very confused, and I'd ask what.
He's quite exuberant, in fact. But he's using words that you haven't picked up yet.
Is Steve a rodeo fan?
No, I think he wants me to punch it in the face just once.
He does seem kind of eager.
I need to show this boar who's boss. So I need to get up, and I need to like a boxer getting up off the mat, and I gotta get back into position. Straight left.
How about Rainey and Okon? Ginny, any input?
Ginny's getting hungry.
I just realized I was muted. I was asking if I run over and try to grab the pig again.
It'll be an initiative roll, in fact, between you and Steve. Between Okon and Steve, I mean. There we go.
Alright.
We're trying to eat this thing, yeah?
It's just Ginny every 5 seconds. We're eating this, right?
Okan fully plans on it. Fresh bacon.
Oh yeah, roll Steve.
After the half-frozen pig from last time?
Got a feeling Okan... Oh, Steve manages it. Okan, as you're charging in, Steve actually barrels past you with all the grace of just a fucking wall. And he stands behind you, Mulch, but he's reaching his arms forward. As the pig charges, he tries to grab it. So that'll be his athletics if he has it.
Ooh.
But he has advantage, because Mulch is also trying to help this thing.
Pig.
Ooh, it's even.
Oh, it's mad.
His heels dig in surprisingly. Like, it's weird to see the guy this size with a pig that size, but it's got a lot of force behind it. He's got it pinned. It's not moving any closer to you, Mulch, and it's right in front of you, snarling.
I know, I have to get eye level with it. Assert dominance and snarl back.
I want him to roll Intimidate, but I know he hasn't got the points in it. It's tempting, though. What's your animal handling and your Intimidate like?
Animal handling is a 3 and -1 on intimidation.
I'm still waiting for Motherboard to show up.
Yeah, you're rolling your Intimidation.
Do I have Steve's help? I mean, he's very big.
You do. You do have Steve's help. It calms. It relents. It backs off. It just sees the snarling teeth behind you more than the halfling in front of it.
Being a figurehead, you know?
Yeah. The man behind the man. Behind the lizard. Will he make friends with this pig? This is an important plot point we're getting to, but we'll find out next time. Because we're past our 3-hour mark.
Right.
But yeah, it would have been something actually the fanfish would have told you, Shelley, and Ginny as well while doing the lessons. I think I actually brought up before, while the others are hunters and gatherers, they send Steve out during the mating season for the most aggressive male animals to just charge him and he pummels them.
You gotta love Steve.
Because he's no good at sneaking, so he needs them to be when they're at their most angry and direct and stupid, and then he just survives the blows against him. So yeah, this was entirely up his alley. Like everyone else does useful things, they just sent him out, just bring us something dumb. Go on, go out there, do it.
Punch a thing until it stops moving.
Yeah, just send him. Basically, sacrificial lamb kind of thing. Either the antlers will snap off in his throat, or we'll have venison.
That sounds very much like my...
That'll do then for tonight. Might be back next week.